Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is Comics Today. This is a live stream that we do every single Wednesday to celebrate New Comic Book Day. And I have to admit, I did not make it to the LCS today. It was a crazy day. Technically, it has been a crazy week for me. I have so much stuff going on that when I had a moment to breathe, it was basically time for the show to start. That is essentially how my week and my day have unfolded. But even though I haven't hit the new comic book shop, I am guessing, or the comic book shop, I'm certain that many of you out there were able to get to the shop. So I'm going to be going to the chat here momentarily to see what it is that you all may have picked up. And if you picked up something and read something that we should put on the top of our list, I definitely want to encourage you to shout that out in the chat so that we can acknowledge your reading list and also your recommendations. One of the first things that I wanted to do, because I don't have any new books to show you, because I didn't get to the LCS today, I want to give away something. This is an indie book, Eden Sky, that I actually received from the creator a while ago. He sent me the 4-part story arc to Eden Sky, and this has been a giveaway that I've been sponsoring on the Instagram machine. And so I want to show you guys who the winner of this giveaway happens to be, and I will also post this on the Instagram machine so that folks can see it. Let me make sure I get the right image. This is the one right here, Dale of Suspense. Dale of Suspense is the winner of this really awesome set of books, Eden Sky. It's a good read, pretty solid artwork, and honestly, this thing for an indie book is exceptional in terms of its quality. It's a square bound 4 set that is it's really, really nice. So shout out to Dale of Suspense for winning the giveaway that I've sponsored on Instagram. And I'll try to put a link up to the website for the creator so you guys can also check him out over there. So let me go to the chat real quick to see what you guys may have picked up. Let me see. What was that? There was a comment there scrolling up. What is this? Philtastic says no visit for him today, but play catch up with new X Factor series and recent Fantastic Four. That's what's up. Good stuff. Scrolling through some of the comments. The Russian Bear is in the house. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Scrolling through the comments here. Mark, how you doing? He says new books today. Jenny Zero, Jules Verne, Lighthouse, Dark Hawk. Oh man, the Hawk is back. What is it? The 30th? I think it's his 30th anniversary or something like that. I did not get to the shop, as I mentioned, but I'm definitely going to be picking up a couple of those Dark Hawk books. No doubt about that one. L. Smith in the house. How you doing, brother? He says Batman Urban Legend 2, Batman the Dark Detective, Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon 4, Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Thor, Redemption, and many others. This is a guy that picks up a lot of comics on New Comic Book Day. I am certain your LCS loves you, my friend. Well done. 2021, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. He says he picked up Batman Detective 1, Black Cat 5, Daredevil 29, The Dark Hawk, and a couple of other books. Well done. Thor 14, I see it. I see some Star Wars up in there. Very good. Very good. Scrolling through the comments here, seeing if anybody picked up anything else. You guys are having a good conversation, which is always a good thing. What is this? My LCS never gets new comics on Wednesday. So many comic shops are definitely suffering from that affliction right now. No doubt about it. Fingers crossed that things start getting back on track at some point. I don't know what is going on with shipments and things like that, but folks are definitely challenged. Again, because I didn't get to the LCS, I do want to touch on a few housekeeping items. One of them is that this book still has not been claimed. So if you did not watch the Sunday show in which this book was given away, that is the wrong book. In fact, nope, that is the wrong book. This book did not get claimed. The Carnage. Well, let me say it this way. One of these books did not get claimed from the Sunday show. So if you didn't watch the Sunday show, watch the Sunday show, claim your book, or else we'll give it away to somebody else. And then one of these books is going to be given away this week to somebody else. I can't remember which is which because I think I have like multiple copies of this and can't remember which week that was supposed to be given away. But hopefully you guys are tracking the various giveaways that we're doing. And sooner or later, one of these books is going to be claimed. So scrolling down, The comments here. All right, hold on, wait a minute. Joe says still waiting. Nope, not that comment. Wasn't able to grab Joker 2, the 1 in 50, kind of bummed, but did get the 1 in 25. Very nice. The Bear says picked up a raw copy of Sexy Beast. I can't wait for the black and white variants to roll out myself. All of that stuff was bundled up and sent out to CGC. So fingers crossed that that stuff arrives in a timely manner. Back from CGC. Push Fighter says, managed to grab a copy of Caliber Presents 1 and the Crow 1. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. I just saw a set of those books on Nerdy Girl's Instagram page. Those are definitely not easy books to find, especially in high grade. So if you were able to get it, Push Fighter, congrats to you, my friend. That is really well done. Got the variant for Geiger 1. Did I read Geiger? I still haven't read that book myself. I picked it up, but have not yet read it. So I will get around to checking that out myself. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Henderson says, I don't know if he's talking to me or somebody else with that 2 G's in there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Actually, it has only really happened to us like the last couple of weeks. I mean, we had a wonderful stretch where everybody was claiming their prizes. But I think the challenge, honestly, is that we get a huge influx of new people into the channel. And sometimes they enter, sometimes they win, and then they don't really quite understand that they need to come back and check out to find out if they are the winner. So I think that is definitely part of it. Scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what else. Scrolling. Okay, so we are all caught up. I am going to go ahead and transition into our first segment. Our guest is actually in the green room right now, and I'm going to bring him on here in a hot second. But in the spirit of full disclosure, this is a company that I have known for quite some time. I've actually seen these guys around various cons for the last couple of years. We've had several different conversations about different things that they're trying to do, different things that I'm trying to do. And we have a little bit of like a reciprocation type of deal going on where I post some things up. They kind of share it for me. I do the same for them. I give them some content. It gets integrated into their app, and that helps raise my profile out there in the comic book community. So just in the spirit of transparency, I wanted to kind of offer that up before I bring on who I think he's like the co-owner of Shortbox. Gene, it is good to see you, my friend. Welcome to Regie Collects.
What's up, Reggie? How's it going?
It is going well. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I am a little mad at you.
What'd I do this time?
Here's why I'm mad. We had a 3-hour conversation in San Francisco.
Yes, we did.
And the next day, I realized that my scalp was sunburned.
Oh, you got the sunburn, yeah. That rarely happens in San Francisco. So you
see what I'm saying?
Lucky or unlucky with that one, depending on.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't have hair like you do, so I had no protection because I didn't have a cap on. So I suffered.
The one time it was hot and sunny in San Francisco was the day you showed up.
Yeah, man. My scalp peeled since that meeting. That was what, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Bring some sunblock for you next time.
My scalp has just now stopped peeling, just being completely honest. So that's why I'm mad at you. But it is good to see you, brother. I want to thank you for giving up a couple of minutes to join me on the show to chat a little bit about Shortboxed.
This is awesome. This is long overdue. We've been friends for so long, and I'm glad to finally help on the show.
I remember when I first saw you at one of the cons, I remember thinking, what the heck is this Shortboxed stuff, right? But I think over the last year or so, you guys have really bust onto the scene. You guys have started to make some noise. But my assumption here is that there are still people out there in the comic book community that are not familiar with Shortboxed. Right. Can you give us like that 30-second pitch as to what Shortboxed is?
Yeah. The easy way to explain it is Shortbox, for those who aren't familiar, it's a mobile app. That's all it is. It's a mobile app marketplace for buying and selling comics. And right now we're solely focused on graded comic books. I will even go so far as to say it's the easiest way to buy and sell graded comic books anywhere right now. And I feel fairly strongly about that claim right there.
And I was correct in saying that you are the co-owner of Shortbox. Did I get that wrong, or is that fair to say?
Yeah. So I'm CEO and co-founder. And then BJ, who you met, he's the CTO and he's the other co-founder. And so Shortbox, the app, just launched just over a year ago. So we just hit our 1-year app launch anniversary. But Shortbox, the brand, the name we've had this for about 8 years now. We originally started off as just a blog for us to, connect with the comic book community, 8 years ago. And then, we became comic book dealers. That's how you and I got connected. We met up at shows, and then sort of led us down this path to, take our professional backgrounds and sort of meld them with our passion for comics to build Shortbox.
But just to be clear, you guys are not necessarily some tech company that has decided to move into comics. You guys are comic book collectors, comic book fans that have leveraged your talents to introduce a new platform for the comic book community that you are a part of. Is that a fair statement to make?
Absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, we're collectors. That we've been collectors our whole lives, just like you, just like everyone here in the chat right now. First and foremost, we're collectors, and we had our day jobs working in tech. We're both from, we work in tech in Silicon Valley and for some of the biggest companies and startups here. And it got to a point that led us down this path to decide that, hey, we weren't necessarily happy with the current landscape of buying and selling comics, and we wanted a solution that didn't really exist yet. And so, we took the plunge, and with our combined experience in tech and in engineering and in marketing and product development, we decided to just go all in. And, we thought, kind of like Thanos, like we decided to do it ourselves. That's kind of how it came together.
I thought you were about to say snap and make the competition go away, but whatever. So here's the thing. You made a statement earlier and you said that you would go so far as to say that Shortbox is one of the easiest apps out there to buy and sell comics. I think that might have been a verbatim quote that I just ripped off there.
Pretty much.
What makes you feel confident and comfortable to make that type of statement?
Yeah, first let's start, outside of Shortbox. And again, everyone here in the chat is familiar with buying and selling on eBay, or in the various auction houses, or on social media over Instagram and Facebook and various other websites and consignment shops and going to cons. And all of those things have pros and cons. Nothing is perfect, but all of them have their pros and cons, like whether it's high fees or super high barrier to entry, or just a lot of work involved with taking photos and creating a listing. And you pretty much have to know HTML to create a good, eBay listing at this point. Or on social media, if you don't have thousands of followers, you're not going to have that much reach. Mm-hmm. And also on social media, there's lack of safety. There's a lot of fraud going on. I've been scammed on Instagram. I'm sure a lot of other people in the chat have all been scammed. We've all had money taken from us. We've all received, books that we didn't order, or even empty packages. In one case, I could tell you that was a little crazy. So there's just a lot of issues out there, and things are either really difficult with high barriers to entry, or they're super expensive, and there really isn't sort of this fast, easy way to just list a book for sale and get it out there and get paid. And so, over the past few years, my co-founder Regie and I, we've just found ourselves kind of complaining all the time about how frustrating it is, whenever we want to buy and sell comic books. And then, I'm going to bring this back to Shortbox the app. For those of you who haven't used it yet or played around with it, if you're a seller, really, to list a book for sale, all you have to do is you just scan the CGC barcode, you take a front picture, a back picture, enter your price, and that's it. There's no creating a listing. You don't have to write a description. You don't have to edit photos. We actually do all of that ourselves on the back end. So we crop your photo, we edit your photo, we create the listing, we get it live on the app, and we have tens of thousands of active users on here, so you're getting a wide reach. So it really is that quick. Actually, sorry, I'm going off here, Reggie. Just so no one thinks I'm like BSing you about how really easy it is. So just to show everyone we've got just a nice, just casually with an AF15 here. I've got the Shortbox app here. Mm-hmm. So literally, let's do this live. So I'm just going to scan the barcode. Done. So that's done. Next, take a front photo. Done. Take a back photo. That's done. Enter a price. What do you think? So 3.0 AF15, like $100. Let's do that.
That sounds like a good price.
Submit.
Let me get my phone ready. I just want to.
And then success. And then you just submitted the book. So I literally did this live, like right now. That took less than 30 seconds. So just so I'm not BSing you guys. It really is that easy. With that said, though, it does go through a review process. We have to make sure that the photo is clear, the photo is good, and and all that good stuff. But in terms of just listing books for sale, it's really that easy, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be that easy. And it's very, very frustrating that didn't exist. So that's as a seller. And then on top of that, if you're a seller, once a book sells, there's even less work to do. So we capture the payment from the buyer. We do all of that. We capture the payment, so we deal with that. And we also provision a prepaid shipping label for you. So as a seller, you don't even have to fill out a shipping label. We send the label to you, and all you do is print it out, ship the book out. As soon as it gets delivered, you get paid by us. It's really that simple. We were just like, if we were designed from scratch, the easiest way to sell a book, what would that look like? And that sort of led us down to building Shortbox. And again, as a buyer, it's even simple. It literally just takes 2 taps to buy a book. Once you have your account set up, you just add it to cart, check out, done. Then you get your order confirmation. So again, there's a lot of things are changing. We're always building new features. We're always listening to people. We're always listening to feedback. It's our goal to build the best platform for buying and selling comic books. How can we create the easiest, best way to do this? And again, if anyone here just has any feedback, whether you've used the app or not, just send us a note anytime. We're always listening and building features. All the new features we build are all direct results of people just reaching out to us and saying, like, hey, I wish we could do this. We can't think of everything. So really, it's the community that helps us along.
What people don't realize is that several of the books that have been given away in the recent months were actually purchased directly on Shortbox. And I think I may have probably mentioned this to folks that I was one of your beta testers. I gave you all feedback. I played around with this thing before it launched. When it launched, I was just buying all kinds of books on there to give away on the channel. And it is incredibly easy as a buyer. I've never been a seller, but as a buyer, it is incredibly easy. You guys have some nice standards that you put in place for your sellers to adhere to in terms of shipping quality. Right. And I have received, admittedly, some people have deviated from that guidance, but generally speaking, people follow the guidance. Can you talk with us a little bit about some of maybe those guardrails and the guidance that you provide to your sellers regarding shipping and anything else that you might want to comment on?
Yeah, no, the easy explanation is we just have certain policies in place that we expect our sellers to abide by, just certain standards for shipping. Like you have to keep it well packaged and wrapped in bubble wrap with cardboard sleeves and double boxed in, USPS priority boxes that we recommend to them. And, if a seller, ends up shipping a book and then it gets cracked, like in the mail, we do have buyer and seller protection. So of course, if you're a buyer and receive a book and USPS, they drop boxes. There's nothing we can really do about that. Again, that's happened to all of us. If you're a buyer and you get a book that gets cracked, then we take care of that. We either pay for a reholder or we let you just do a complete refund on the book. Buyers are never going to be on the hook for receiving a book, that's cracked. So we make sure we take care of everything. No questions asked, really. At the same time, for the seller, if it's say USPS loses a box and it falls off the truck and it goes lost, we do have buyer and seller protection in the sense that the seller is still going to get paid as long as the book gets shipped out, because we're the ones that give you the shipping label. We have it tied to our systems, so we can track every single step of the way where that book ends up. And then same with the buyer. Obviously, if the book never shows up and it never gets delivered, you're not going to be on the hook for having to pay for it. That's kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to name names, but some marketplaces leave you on the hook for that. They kind of just say, well, that's your problem to deal with, not ours. And that's just messed up. Buyer
beware, right?
Right. So we make sure to take care of everyone with these protections. And again, if sellers don't abide by those, then we suspend them from the platform, just because we have to keep that level of trust and quality and credibility high. So it's really only happened maybe 2 times. That's kind of a stretch in terms of a seller shipped a book that got cracked, and then a couple of weeks later he shipped another book and it got cracked in the mail again. And we're like, hey man, this isn't working. So we just suspended from the account. Then that's how we establish trust with both buyers and sellers. And we have to keep the bar pretty high.
Yep. So a couple of quick questions for you. Are you available in Canada?
Not yet, but we are working on it. Almost daily, we get, our Canadian community. They're always making it very clear that we need to open up in Canada, and we are working on it. We're actually hoping to have that ready. Whatever. I might as well just say, by the end of Q2. That's kind of what we're aiming for. That's a moving target, but really, it's not as simple as us just adding it, because there's a lot of taxes and laws, and you got to work with the IRS, and if you're selling outside of the country, so there's a lot of red tape, and we're working with kind of our legal team and our operations team to make sure we're doing everything right. So there's no shady business going on behind the scenes here, I can tell you that.
And just to be super clear, this is a mobile app. Yes, because I saw, and I'm asking you questions that are popping up in the chat, right? So just to be clear, this is a mobile app, not a desktop website that you go to. Yes.
Yeah. So right now we're focused completely on mobile. You know, at the end of the day, you know, over 75% of commerce is happening on mobile now first. And, you know, a lot of the reason why I wanted to go mobile first is that's just where everyone is hanging out. That's, you know, everyone's hanging out on Instagram. Everyone's viewing and buying and selling on Instagram and on Facebook and on mobile apps and on mobile web already. So, you know, we really want to just double down on mobile. And the challenge is not necessarily how do we build a desktop experience for the web or for mobile. It's how can we create the best mobile experience from scratch so that there is no need, you know, for website. But with that said, you know, as the platform grows and as the community grows, we are going to be building web components also. So that is coming in the future. But right now we're solely focused on mobile.
So for those people that are joining a little late, we are sitting down having a conversation with one of the co-founders of Shortbox, a wonderful mobile app for buying and selling comics out there. Another question, you primarily or only, please correct me if I'm wrong, ship via UPS. Do you do FedEx or any other type of shipping method? USPS, sorry. Yeah. USPS
so right now,
is what you ship.
Everything gets shipped via USPS, priority mail with signature confirmation. And all orders are completely insured by us. So that just goes back to more of those buyer and seller protections. You know, that just ensures that we can properly track that a book has arrived. We make sure that they sign for it. And again, if something gets lost in the mail or some issue happens, you know, you can be safe knowing that, you know, all orders are insured fully. And that's just all on just a flat rate, you know, $15 per slab within the US. And you get signature confirmation, priority, and insurance on all of that.
One other question, and just to be super clear about this, we are only at the moment talking about Shortbox for graded slabs. Yes. Yeah.
So right now it's only graded books from CGC and CBCS. We do get the occasional, you know, PGX or other submission, but we just don't, you know, for various reasons that we don't need to go. That could be a show on your own, Regie. You know, but we only allow CGC and CBCS books for now. But with that said, we are planning to expand the platform into raw books. We're not quite there yet. Again, I'm sure everyone here knows there's a lot of issues that come with buying and selling raw books. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, things like undisclosed restoration, or, you know, coupons clipped out, or sellers overgrading in a lot of cases on eBay, again, which I'm sure we've all dealt with. So, you know, we are working on some systems over here on our end to make sure that once we've developed some good systems in place to offer, you know, protections there for raw book sellers and buyers, then we'll be launching that. But that's absolutely coming in the near future.
Very good. And then one of the last questions that I'm going to ask you, because I committed to keeping this relatively brief. I think I hear BJ typing in the background over there, trying to get stuff ready for Canada. There is a question here around fees. Do you want to talk a little bit about the fees that are charged? Because again, if we are basically saying that this may be an alternative to some other platforms, disclosure around that fee, that percentage is also important for people to have in their mind.
Yeah, no, this is super simple. And fees aren't something that need to be sort of tiptoed around. And again, that goes back to what, you know, we were always complaining about over the past few years with a lot of these existing platforms and auction houses and consignment houses. You pretty much need a chart or like a decision tree to figure out exactly how much they're going to charge you under what circumstance for what book and how much and what. I mean, it's just so confusing. And so it's just, there's no buyer's premiums. So there's no fee at all if you're a buyer. But if you're a seller, it's just a flat 10% seller fee. So that includes anything. There's no additional seller premiums on top of that. We don't charge an extra 3% if a buyer is paying by card or credit card. Again, we think that's a little bit ridiculous. No, we absorb all of that, you know, into that flat fee. So it's just a flat 10% fee on the price sold. You know, we wanted to just keep things as transparent and as easy as possible to understand. And, you know, again, without needing a complicated, you know, matrix chart to figure out exactly what you're going to be paying.
There you go.
And same goes with shipping as well. And I mentioned just a flat 15 across the US.
Comment here just about from someone saying nice to see a format with good business practices. How about that? And again, that is part of why I, you know, did the beta test. That's part of the reason why I've gotten to know you guys. It's part of the reason why I went and I've been using the platform, because I wanted to get familiar with it, because I actually do like it. It's a solid platform, and that's why you're on the show, to be able to raise the profile just a little bit so that people can actually become more aware of what you guys are doing out there. So
and it's constantly improving. Like I said, the app is never done. You know, we're always building new features and we're always improving it, just based on feedback. And there's just a lot of cool stuff coming. So again, we've been live for about a year, but there's so much more to be done.
So to the point of you guys being up and running for a year, to celebrate that 1 year anniversary, you guys are doing a pretty cool giveaway right now. Do you want to give people the rundown on what this giveaway is, and more importantly, how they can actually enter the giveaway?
Yeah. So again, you know, we just passed our year mark. We wanted to do something really fun for the community. So we thought, hey, let's do a giveaway. And then we're like, okay, we started looking through some slabs that we can give away, and things started snowballing, and we were like, you know what? Like, let's just go big. Let's give away a Hulk 181. You know, so actually, coincidentally,
claim
this is the actual book that we are giving away. It is a 4.0 Hulk 181 with the Wolverine custom label on there. So this is the actual book. We are giving this away. Someone is going to win this book. I think last I checked, was about $3,000 on GPA was last sale on this one. So it's not a dollar book. You know, it is a pretty big giveaway. Super easy to enter. Just if you have the app already, just go to the app, and right at the top of the home screen, as soon as you open the app, there's a button there that just says Hulk 181 giveaway, enter. Literally all you do is tap the enter button, enter your information, hit enter, and you're done. And the cool thing is you can enter every single day this month. So this is running through all of April. So we'll be drawing the winner after April 30th, but you can enter every single day for multiple chances to win. So if you're just entering tomorrow, you still have 15 opportunities to enter the raffle each day. And I should mention also, it's not just the 181 we're giving away. We're giving away prizes every single day from some great companies. Collector mount, I think is that what you're using behind you?
Yeah, man.
There you go. So those cool mounts that Regie's using behind him, we're giving away a bunch of those. They're giving away, I think, over 50 mounts.
My man Bill.
Some CGC frames. There's an awesome CGC case that hop on our Instagram and check it out today. We posted about it. It's pretty sweet.
That case is nice.
It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, definitely check them out. Go to our Instagram, on Shortbox on Instagram, to go see photos of it. And there's a lot of other cool things there. Some other mounts, those clear backer boards for Robux, if you guys have seen those. So we partnered with Comic Clear. He's giving away a bunch of packs of clear boards. And then, of course, Regie, you're giving away some comics to go boxes. I think those are right behind you. So
yeah, man.
Regie's giving away a few of those. So I think we got 2 or 3 more of those to give away. So a lot of cool stuff. There's something being given away every single day for all of April, culminating in the Hulk 181. So enter every day, and you can actually win it.
There you go. And then I will ask one last question. It's actually come up multiple times, and people are like, that's a really good question. So let's go ahead and ask that. It is a question around whether you all report your sales data out to any of the data aggregators like the Go Collect or the GPA.
Yeah, that's in progress. We are working directly with both GPA and Go Collect. It's more so just a technical issue because, again, we're not a website. And so there's various backend stuff that we have to build to basically build, without getting too technical, kind of direct pipelines into their systems to do it. But the good news is we are in active discussions with Go Collect to do that, and as well as GPA. And so I know we're good friends with the Go Collect crew. So, that will be coming, and we will be reporting sales to them also.
And again, let's be super clear. You guys have been, the company, if you will, has been around for 8 years, but you guys have been in this game for a year. And the progress that you've made over a year really is tremendous. And I think also a testament to the platform that you built, as well as the wonderful content that you choose to include in your app. That Regie Collect stuff, I just think is wonderful. Top-notch stuff that you pull in there. So thank you for that. Brother, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with you for a few moments. Shout out to you, shout out to BJ and everything you guys are doing over there. And just to be super clear, people can actually access and download the Shortbox app in the various app stores. Yes.
Yep. On iOS and on Android.
My man. Thank you, brother. I absolutely appreciate you.
Really quick. I just decided to go rogue again. There's all these great comments. A lot of people are chiming in. Let's do something fun. And I'd love to give away a $20 promo credit to anyone here in the chat. So for those of you who are in the chat, or those of you who are watching, just shoot me an email at gene@shortbox.com. And Reggie, you can send that in the chat if you want. It's just GENE@shortbox.com. Shoot me an email and I'll reply back, and I'll hook you up with a $20 promo code. This is a lot of fun. There's a lot of activity in the chat room. So let's just want to keep the party going after this.
125 people here. Somebody has already typed that email out. Trust me when I tell you, Gene, it has been a pleasure, brother. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. This is awesome.
I love that guy. I sat and met with these guys in San Francisco a couple of weeks ago. They took me to this outdoor type of like food truck type of thing. And we sat there and we had a wonderful conversation. And I honestly did not think about my scalp. The fact that it was literally on fire, and I paid the price for about 3 weeks after that with skin peeling and a tender head and all that kind of stuff. Chocolate does indeed melt in the sun. Let me just tell you that. So I did not tell you guys this at the start of the conversation, but we are actually going to have not one, but two guests on the show. I want to welcome to the show right now, my good friend, Doug. It is good to see you. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Reggie, I'm doing great. Great to see you.
I don't know how you wear a sweatshirt during a live stream, brother, because I will drip sweat if I especially that one. What'd you say?
I said I'm in New Jersey. It's colder here.
Got it. And you also probably don't have these hot LED lights beaming down on your face. So I wanted to have you on, brother, and I wanted to continue a conversation that I essentially started, I want to say about a week ago, when I was talking about and kind of sort of reported out on the fact that in the media, they are saying that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to push back against Warner Brothers' decision to actually end the Snyderverse. They are basically saying that, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has this vision for Black Adam that involves him, pulling in some of these characters that were part of the Snyderverse and the Justice League movie that recently dropped. Have you had an opportunity to dig into what's out there right now? And if so, what are you seeing and or hearing as it relates to that?
Yeah, there is a lot of buzz on the internet about that. It's kind of hard to sort through what's fact and what's rumor, which is kind of always tricky for me. I will say that what I've seen that is factual is that The Rock and Henry Cavill, who's played Superman in the Snyderverse, share an agent. Mm-hmm. So there is a relationship and a connection there that we know. There have been some really credible sources like Mikey Sutton who have reported that there have been behind the scene discussions about that. But I have not seen anything directly from a source on the record. Like I haven't seen The Rock tweet anything or that. So it is really tricky, but I do think that the credible reporting has that not for the first Black Adam movie, which seems to be, have its own script with the Justice Society of America, mm-hmm. But there is some interest on The Rock's part for a sequel to include some of those characters. So I do think it's important to understand that what we are hearing is a bit third hand, and it could be going on, but it's really far down the road, and a lot can change, especially when it comes to Warner Brothers.
Right. And just to be clear, if I heard you correct, and please tell me if I did not, the thought was that this first movie the script has already been written. It doesn't necessarily include any of these characters from the most recent Snyderverse version of Justice League. I heard that maybe they were going to utter the word Darkseid in there. But what you're hearing is that there is the potential for the sequel of the Black Adam movie to maybe pull in some of those characters. Am I hearing that the right way?
Yeah, not that I know that they're going to, but that credible reporters and sources have said that he is interested in that for the sequel.
Do you think that The Rock would actually come out and say something that could be considered controversial like that? And I ask that because he seems to be very skilled at not doing stuff like that. So him coming out speaking against a studio seems a little out of character for him. And so I'm curious, like, what is your impression of, do you think he's actually going to say that? Or do you think that other people will continue to maybe make those comments either on his behalf or independent of him? Thoughts?
Yeah, I think B, not A.
Yeah.
He is incredibly savvy with his image, with his partners. You know, he's paid a lot of money to represent Warner Brothers in this film. I think it's why we've heard third hand and off the record, or not off the record, but I guess third party reports, and why we haven't seen him tweeting those things out. I think there was a statement released by the head of Warner Brothers right after the Snyderverse came out. I think when I was talking to my brother Dave, he told me that in the trailer, it actually said this ended the, you know, kind of the Man of Steel Snyderverse trilogy. So the talking points from Warner Brothers are that the Snyderverse was it. Right. And I find it very hard to believe that someone as savvy as The Rock would come out and contradict a business partner, you know, that's throwing out tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars his way. So I don't think he'll say anything until he knows it's okay to say something.
Right. But it's interesting that you brought up that The Rock and Superman have the same agent. I actually did not know that. And so there could be a little something there on the part of the agent that is trying to make that magic happen. Because if he can have two of his stars continue on in subsequent movies, that just probably bodes well for his own pocketbook. But to the point, I think The Rock is very busy right now with Zoa. I think he's very busy pushing Zoa, and also talking about Bill Gates and the Xbox stuff that he just did. Like, I watch all The Rock stuff. Like, the Rock is an awesome guy. You know what I'm saying? So I dig all of his stuff. So again, I definitely want to thank you for jumping on here and helping me to make sense of some of this stuff. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to this conversation that you've gleaned from your digging into this over the course of the last few hours or so?
Yeah, I won't start us on a rabbit hole, but I think there is a lot to unpack maybe down the road about some of Warner Brothers' changes and missteps, and how I do think some of these reports that are coming out now like this are really a symptom of the fact that they've kind of lost control of their own narrative, unlike their counterparts at Marvel Studios and Disney. But I'm not going to start us on that conversation because we'll be here for till tomorrow night.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I felt the same way when I was talking about it the other day. I felt like this seems like an organization that is not in control of itself. When you have people that are speaking out of turn and just willy-nilly just saying whatever they want to say, that is a lot. That is a lack of discipline in a lot of different ways. And I don't know that you would see that on the MCU side. I mean, there is that rumor right now that there was something up that was posted on the Explorer Madripoor's land. It was a website or something like that. And there was some stuff that was possibly accidentally put up there. I don't even know if it was accidental. Might have been purposeful on the part of the MCU, because that's the stuff that they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't have breakdowns in discipline the way that we are kind of seeing this mess with Warner Brothers. And you know, this is not to throw stones. It's to say, hey, this doesn't look good. Find a way to clean it up so that you can continue putting out some good movies that people can really enjoy. And that takes discipline, I think.
I totally agree. And I think there's, you know, there are pithy statements that there's always some truth to, but it's never across the boards. And the statement that there's no such thing as bad press is wrong. And I think, to your point, Disney and Marvel, while there's sure to be leaks and things like that, and some of them may be planned, it's very clear that their ship is sailing, and it's, you know, they've got their house in order. That is not the sense at all that I'm getting from Warner Brothers. And there's a difference between having leaks and things that are good press and get you publicity and buzz, and then there's like the bad press that just makes you look like you're disorganized and you're not in control of everything going on in your house.
And I like how you said not in control of the narrative, because that is very much the sense that you can get, that they just do not have their house in order. And it's a shame. It really is a shame, because DC has some amazing characters, and you hope that they, you know, get their house in order and get that direction and start to all work towards doing what it is that they need to do for the franchises that they have. So again, let's not go down that rabbit hole, because we can be there for a while. I will, however, commit to having you come back on, and maybe we'll dig into this as a specific topic that we explore together. So Doug, as always, brother, I want to thank you for coming on. Is there anything that you want to shout out before I let you go? Social media, blog posts, anything special that you want to highlight that you want people to know about?
Sure. My Instagram is doug.bratton, 2 T's, .9. And every Wednesday, I put out a blog on regiecollects.com. Check it out. I think the one that came out today starts to talk about some specific comics in the Game of Thrones series that are flying under people's radar that I think are really interesting, and some of your audience might want to take a look at.
I'm going to tell you, if you guys are not reading the blog post this guy puts out, you are missing the boat, because he started talking about Sandman long before Sandman got hot. And if you had read the blog post, you would have known. He talked about, what was it, Raiders of the Lost Ark and a couple of other things before they got hot on regiecollects.com. So I always call his blog post thought-provoking, because they will make you think. So shout out to you, brother, for keeping things going. I absolutely appreciate you for jumping on here, and I will talk to you soon.
Take care, Reggie.
I love that guy. I have some of the best guests around. I will tell you, these guys are all good guys, and I definitely enjoy them. So I don't know if you guys saw that when I threw it up here on screen real quick. I want to do it one more time for those folks that may have missed it or came in a little late. There is definitely a call for hashtag restore the Snyderverse, and somebody called Boss Logic, who is an online, I guess, artist, is joining the rally cry to restore the Snyderverse. And so this is an image that he actually put up, and I thought it was a really cool image that kind of depicts some of the characters from the Justice League movie. So I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys. And then the very last thing that I think that I'm going to do today is actually share with you this right here. I don't know if people know about this. I haven't seen or heard anyone else talk about it. It's called The Nevers. The Nevers is a series on HBO. I watched it on HBO Max, and it is a series that is actually done by Josh Whedon. And when I watched this first episode, I kind of watched it because I like periodic pieces. And then I saw this energy swirl in this character's hand. And I was like, well, let's check this out. I watched it, and it's basically like a superhero type of show set in London in the 1800s, almost like to the 1900s. And it is not a bad show. They have the pilot episode out right now. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I immediately started to Google whether this was based upon a comic book, because it seems like something that would come from a comic book. And no, it is not. This is an original piece that Josh Whedon has actually created and put out there for us to enjoy. And so if you all are on HBO Max, The Nevers is the TV show. Again, episode 1 is the only one that is out right now. It is a pilot. I rather enjoyed it. I will tell you that some of the language and the dialect and the accents are a little hard to understand at points, even for somebody like me that loves period type pieces. It took me a while to kind of get into how they were speaking, and with the accents, the dialects, the audio was high and low at various points. But generally speaking, this is a fun show. So if you have HBO Max, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check it out. And as we mentioned, well, for those that came in a little late, we had a wonderful conversation with Gene over at Shortbox, an alternative to the Feebay. If you missed that part of the show, I definitely want to encourage you guys to go back and check that out. Gene and Shortbox are wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful app. I've used it for quite some time and rather enjoy it. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to watch that. And then we also had Doug on here to spend a little bit of time talking with us about some of what we are hearing in the market about The Rock possibly pushing back against the WB and what may or may not be true, and when, if at all, these things will actually happen that are currently swirling about at present as a little more than a rumor. So I never heard of the Nether, says Craven. It is actually a pretty good show, no doubt about that one. I am telling you, I am looking forward to watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Friday. I am definitely excited about that one. This is a wonderful, wonderful show. Another good one that I hope you guys will check out. All right. With that said, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank again all my guests for hanging out with me just a little bit. I want to thank all of you for joining me here for Comics Today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. And if you did, I certainly want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button because it is good for the algorithm. With that said, if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.